Hello and welcome to a brand new installment of Nintendo News Report for Thank Naga. It's Friday, March 16th, 2018. I'm Donald Terriel. Alex is presumably warming up for tomorrow's St. Patrick's Day festivities because Lord knows he's in Boston. There will be plenty of drinking. And so I'll be taking the reins tonight, joined by both the coolest and hottest man in the state of Alaska, Zach Miller.
Hello, all. It's warm. It's like 36 degrees. Stuff is melting.
Yeah, but with the amount of snow that you've gotten, if it's anything like where my parents live, then we're looking at what, May before everything melts?
Oh, we're looking at quite a breakup. Oh, yes.
Yeah. And also joining us tonight is a man who has a bone to pick with a certain toy manufacturer that we'll get into a little bit later on, Justin Berube.
Hey, what's up, everybody?
So the big news of the week is actually going to happen next week, as this morning Nintendo took to the Twitters to announce that there will be a Nindies Direct, or Nindies Showcase as they prefer to call it, this coming Tuesday the 20th, coinciding with, I believe, day 2 of the conferring of game developers. Obviously, we know what the focus is going to be. I don't think Travis Strikes Again is going to be walking through the door again, but anything you guys are expecting to see or hoping to see in this thing?
I really don't know what to expect, to be honest.
I don't either.
I mean, I have to go and look over a list of previously announced indie games, and then you'll probably get somewhat of an idea, but I'm sure there's going to be some surprises there as well.
Yeah. Yeah, so I know Neil was looking into it on Twitter earlier, and I believe there's 5 or 6 different games from the one in right before the Switch launch that still haven't come out as of yet here. Just pulling it up. It's on our Twitter account at Nintendo_NWR. Looks like Kingdom 2 Crowns, Flipping Death, which I've heard might still be very soon here. Shakedown Hawaii, Pocket Rumble, and Wargroove. So for those of you who like your Advance Wars clones not to be questionably funded, those are still on the docket. I know I'm kind of curious as to what's going on with Dragon Marked for Death, because that was supposed to be like a winter 2017 release.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah, we haven't heard hide nor hair of it since. Like, we're getting Gal Gunvolt now.
What was that fighting game? Was that fighting game Donald you just mentioned?
Pocket Rumble,
wasn't that supposed to be a launch game?
That was supposed to be March, and then it slipped to let me get back to you on that.
Well, yeah, it's still launch window. We're okay.
for a Wii U-esque interpretation of a launch window.
That's what I'm accustomed to these days.
Oh, you know what we might you know what we might hear about tomorrow or Tuesday? Shoot. It popped out of my head. That indie RPG that's at every PAX East, and they keep saying it's going to come out, and it never does.
Y2K, yeah.
There you go.
They just announced that the Wii U version of that is dead.
Oh, no shit.
Everybody looks shocked. Yeah, I really think at this point, Shovel Knight King of Cards is going to be the last thing that ever comes out on Wii U.
I think that's right. I'm excited about King of Cards. We might see that tomorrow or Tuesday.
Maybe you'll get the Amiibo release date.
There you go.
Yeah. Although that hasn't gone up for pre-order here at all, so I have not had my chance to get my Spectre Knight and Plague Knight on as of yet.
It went up for pre-order here so long ago that it's kind of crazy that we still don't have a date for it.
Oh, and even then, I mean, if because they're talking about doing King of Cards in like April, I think is the last date that we saw for that. But the Amiibo could probably be like 3 months later, because I know it didn't ship in North America, I think, until January.
It's going to be at PAX. You guys will be able to play it.
Wait, I'm not going to PAX this year, Zach.
Oh, okay. Well, none of us will be able to play it then.
Neil and Alex will be able to play it.
Okay.
I'm sure they'll put that well through its paces. Yeah. Honestly, one of the bigger things that I was expecting to come in a Nindies Showcase, when I thought it would be, at the end of February, given they were 6 months apart pretty evenly last time. Runner 3 got its release date this week. It's going to be out May 22nd.
Yes. Sweet Runner 3.
And come to think of it, I think at this point that is the only original Switch retail game that comes out in May.
Wow.
Because everything else is either a port, a remaster, or a port of a remaster.
Huh.
Although
they might talk about the Shantae Special Edition, but I mean, they've already talked about the digital version, so they might not be inclined to talk about it more.
Yeah, and I think because Pirate's Curse comes out on Switch on Tuesday, so they could do the "and it's out right now" routine with that, but
true,
maybe not so much with the physical collections there. I know there's one thing that I want, but I don't think it's going to happen, which is of course my pet Kickstarter game, Cosmic Star Heroine. Hopefully.
Oh yeah, that.
Hopefully maybe this is when we find out if that publishing deal is actually a thing to get the game ported over to Switch. But I think they're just wrapping up the Vita version now. They just submitted it to Sony, so we'll see how that goes.
You know, I'd like to see Hyper Light Drifter on the Switch.
Yeah, and we talked. Actually, yeah, that's something we could see on Tuesday, because the engine that it runs on, we talked about it last week. It got announced to be running on Switch because of Undertale.
That's right. It's weird to me that those two games use the same engine.
Well, it's really good for things that look 8-bit but really would not run on an NES kind of graphics.
Okay. I've always wanted to play that, but I don't have the PC. I mean, I probably could play it on the PC, but I'm not gonna. Let's be real.
You got to hear more about physical indies.
I'm sure maybe Blade Strangers. Zach perks up there because that's probably going to get mentioned there. Maybe they plug Coda Princess, but either we hear about stuff from like limited run games, because we also have the announcement that Thimbleweed Park is going into open pre-order for limited run next Friday. Or not next Friday, the Friday following. So that maybe they plug those. But it's cool that we're like with Thimbleweed Park that it's going to be an open pre-order to at least get a physical copy of that game, because that seems like I thought about getting it when it was on sale, but I don't know. Like I'm running real low on the Switch. I'm having to do a lot of fridge cleaning, and I got a 128 gig card in my system.
I think I do too. I've been archiving a lot of stuff.
Yeah, I've got 128 as well.
Yeah, we're not quite ready to make the jump to the 400 gigabyte quality of life improvement as of yet.
Give me a good deal.
I would say Black Friday this year they might cross the $100 mark, maybe, if you're lucky.
That'd be nice.
I know that's what I'm looking for, but yeah. So next Tuesday, I don't know how early we're going to be able to get in and get a show done following that Nindies Direct, but obviously we'll talk more about that. What's been announced there next week. But speaking of games getting physical releases that were unexpected, Sega had a panel at South by Southwest in Austin today in which they announced, holy crap, Sonic Mania is getting a lot of spin-off stuff, including an expansion.
Yeah! I've been holding off on Sonic Mania for a sale, but
me too.
Who knows?
Yeah, so they'll have a paid expansion in this. I believe they said summer of this year. It's going to add, among other things, 2 new playable characters, which are apparently they were pulled from the arcade version of Sonic the Hedgehog, and also appeared in like the Archie comics and one of the cartoons.
Oh, that can't be good.
No, this is like the mid '90s cartoons, the ones that were actually good.
Oh, I mean the comic. Good Lord.
Well, I mean, the entire purpose of Sonic Mania was to be one giant tribute from the fans to begin with. So
that's true. That's true.
I just find it funny that Sonic Mania came out in stores in a humongous box,
right,
for collectors with the digital code inside, but now you can get a smaller box with the actual game.
And people will double dip.
Yeah.
I might double dip. I didn't like I got through most of Sonic Mania, but I quit it. I think on like the second to last zone.
I'm probably gonna buy the physical version of this.
Heck, I might too. I don't even like Sonic.
It is a good Sonic game. Whether you think that's a good game or not, I'm not gonna say. I'll leave that to your judgment. But
okay,
it's probably the best Sonic game since Dr. Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine.
Oh, okay. No love for Sonic 3D Blast?
No. Sonic went into 3D about as well as Legend of Zelda did.
Oh, that's mean.
Yeah, it's not right, Donald.
Well, yeah, I mean, Ocarina, but they got it right the first time.
Starting to sound like JP with his SNES hate.
Send your hate mail to askwheels@rpgamer.com. Yeah, so Sonic Mania, that'll be out in the summer. The physical edition will have some goodies, including a reversible cover that looks like a Mega Drive game, even though Sonic Mania could never run on a Mega Drive unless you did like the full Tower of Power with it.
That's kind of cool.
It's blast processing 10.
Yeah, they've really refined that blast processing over the last 2 decades. I don't think Sega's doing anything else with hardware right now.
I don't know why, but I really like reversible covers.
I'm trying to think what's coming. I know there's one big Switch game that it was one of the NISA games. I think it's Ease 8 that they're doing the reversible cover gimmick with as well.
Oh, okay.
And I think although they're leaving it up to the fans to decide which one they're actually going to go with. So, caveat emptor, I believe the term is, buyer beware.
And I think Dragon's Trap, the physical version, has a reversible cover as well.
Yeah, it looks like make it look like a Master System game.
Yeah.
That I could get behind. Although,
yeah, that's another game I got to get.
Yeah. Although I think I got that when it was on sale over the holidays, and I still have to play it.
Gotcha.
I got a lot of Switch games I still have to play.
Yeah, me too, but Xenolife.
Xenolife, work. Although the way I've been sleeping lately, I'm surprised I haven't just blasted through like half my Switch backlog. Staying up till 4 o'clock in the morning every night.
Ugh.
Yeah, but the other thing that got announced at the panel that's game relevant because they announced a new animated series based on Sonic Mania and new Sonic Mania themed shoes. Go well with your Nintendo kicks. At the end, they aired a top secret, so says the Sonic Twitter account video, that heavily implied cars, and it had an R at the end. And apparently, it is not related to any previous Sonic racing game.
Okay.
So we don't know if we can feel the sunshine here, but oh god, I kind of miss that song actually. I think they should probably bring that back in whatever this new project that ends up being. Because about the only thing that's been rumored about it is that it's being done by Sumo Digital, who did Sonic and All Stars Racing Transformed on the Wii U and every other system known to man.
Great game.
Some might say it's better than Mario Kart 8. They'd be
Some
wrong.
might say, and they'd be correct.
Justin, we need a tiebreaker here.
Mario Kart, because I did play Sonic once over at Neil's, and I was not impressed. It was I didn't even know where I was supposed to go at times in that game.
There is that does have a problem.
I'm like, where am I supposed to be driving? I'm in the air all of a sudden, but I don't know where I'm going.
How did you feel about Diddy Kong Racing?
I like Diddy Kong Racing. I didn't have a problem with that one. I don't know. Maybe it's because it was we were playing multiplayer with
Could
Sonic.
be.
I don't know. To be fair, I didn't spend that much time with that Sonic racing game on video. But
I think I got it for like $10 at some point on sale, and it was all right. But I think I got more room out of it just playing the Vita version when it was free on PS Plus.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. But anyway, so we know basically well, we know nothing except there's going to be a Sonic racing game at some point. I hope they do not Sonic Forces this, because Lord knows that went so well for them last time. But we'll probably hear more about that in a couple of months at a certain trade show.
Ah, yes.
Yeah. So the Switch got a firmware update this week. It might have got spoiled by the parental controls app updating. And it does, well, let's see. It does, you get some additional icons. So now you can be Helix if you really want to express yourself in that fashion.
Ask your mommy.
You can be Kirby as well, or you can whitelist things for the parental controls. They fixed that bug that cropped up at the 1 year mark where I somehow became the biggest Zelda Breath of the Wild player on the planet for a few days. Because everybody else played it more than a year ago and it killed their playtime.
I didn't realize they fixed that. Although I haven't looked at my playtime for a long time. Why can't they just put in a 3DS time tracker? How hard is that? I know everybody says that, but I really do wonder. Yeah,
I wonder if at this point, if it wasn't in the system at launch, if it really would do any good. But if it's storing the playtime data in the firmware somewhere, then I guess theoretically they could map it to an actual activity log. But I don't think we're going to see that for a while.
Yeah.
I'm sure if you agreed to it, they're sending all that data back to Nintendo for marketing.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, and they also did some changes with the news channel as well. But I think this update is obviously more notable for the things that it didn't include, which is things like save backup, some sort of save backup or cloud saving.
Yeah.
Still no folders, no gifting on the eShop or anything like that. So no themes. Yeah.
I am happy that you can add friends through Twitter and Facebook. I think that's a feature that should have been there much sooner.
Yeah.
I mean, you sort of could do that before if you were playing on one of the mobile apps because they were taking friend data from Twitter and Facebook.
Oh, really?
If you had that linked, but it's nice to have it direct now, I guess.
Yeah.
But do you think that's something they maybe announce in a press release after E3 or something? That, hey, we're going to do a firmware that's going to do, save backup or save uploading.
That'd be cool.
They need to do something with that and soon.
Yeah.
It's Nintendo, so I don't know if they will, but they need to do it. It's pretty bad. I mean, it's not cool that they have all these epic and long games on the system and then no way to protect your save data.
Yeah.
Yeah, even not even on the cartridges themselves if you got them physically.
No, yeah, that's
weird to me.
Yeah. So because these firmware updates, there's no real. They seem to be quarterly. We get maybe one a quarter. So maybe the June one will be the big one because they have some other things to push out at the same time. But I think the other thing I think that's missing from the Switch, I think that they might get pushed to do legally at some point, is refunding on the eShop.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so I think Sony's had to implement it in Europe. And
interesting.
So, and obviously that Europe has way stronger consumer protections in this regard than the rest of the world does.
Right. Think they'll do some kind of Steam thing. If you've played it less than 2 hours, you can get a refund.
Yeah, or even just the ability, if you preload a game and it's you know what, I don't want to do this, or hey, they announced a physical edition, I'd like to get that. Then you can cancel the pre-order that way. I think you can do that now, if you call Nintendo and beg, but would probably save them a lot of hassle if that could be automated.
Oh yeah.
Just at the system level.
I don't think there's any games I have that I'd return. There's a few review games that I'd get rid of, but I didn't, of course, pay any money for those.
Yeah, those ones you can just delete.
Yep, and I have.
Because Lord knows we could use the space.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hopefully, my newest review game is fun. The early impressions seem to be quite positive on Cluster Truck, but Well,
Oh, cluster truck, right?
yeah. Well, I hope to have something on maybe on this channel if I can figure out how to actually do full frame rate video on my little dinky laptop here.
Okay. If anyone, any of our listeners want to see what Shantae and the Pirate's Curse looks like, it's available on 3DS and Wii U and PS4
And
official preview system for Switch.
right.
it's the Switch in beta, and
Switch
then
preview channel.
Where's my Tokyo Mirage sessions then?
Oh man, I don't like port begging, but I would like to play that
On Switch, preferably.
Yeah, well, yeah. I'm not buying it on Wii U. It's retained its value on Wii U.
I know, I don't know if it was just Australia just don't care or something, but I saw Australian stores were selling it for $10, but that ship sailed in North America a long time ago.
Oh yeah,
because I can't even find it around here anymore.
Actually, bought a Wii U game at Toys R Us a couple days ago. I got Runbow for $6.
Yeah, I'm waiting for my Toys R Us to go into liquidation, and then I can start.
Price.
Oh really? Holy shit!
This is the last one. I'm like, oh, $6 for that? Okay.
Nice.
Yeah, and that's also coming to Switch in April.
Yeah,
so.
Yes.
I know. I got a little sneak peek if I want to put it in my Wii U.
Yeah, but yeah. So, because up here, like Toys R Us, there's not many of them, but they do fine. They are going to keep operating business as usual. Sympathies to our friends in the United States, but is it really going to be that bad for you guys to lose Toys R Us?
It'll be worse for the toy manufacturers like Lego and Hasbro, and they'll regret it, or not regret it, but miss Toys R Us. But everywhere else, I don't buy toys at Toys R Us because they're 20% more expensive than Target.
Well, the thing with Toys R Us for me is, as a collector, just knocking them out of the game means there's less places for me to hunt for specific items.
Oh, less exclusives, yeah.
Well, Toys R Us never really had too many exclusives. It's just you could go there and kind of use that as another store to get things at.
Oh, okay.
We can get into this in a minute, but some of the World of Nintendo stuff is just a pain in the ass to track down. It's really hard to find some of this stuff. And if you go into a store like Toys R Us, which has a decent amount of space, especially for World of Nintendo, even though they haven't updated that section in a long time, it just made it easier sometimes to be like, oh my gosh, they have that one, so I'm just going to buy it, even if it is like $2, $3 more, just so I don't have to worry about it anymore.
Oh, sure.
And you don't have to pay like the exorbitant shipping that you usually see on eBay nowadays if you're going that route.
Oh.
Yeah. So for me, as a toy collector, it's going to suck to not have Toys R Us around, even though they weren't the best price in town. It was just another place I could actually go that actually focused on toys. Because if you go to like a Target or a Walmart or the GameStop or like any of that, and you like, even if like you call and ask for help in toys, the people there are basically useless.
Oh yeah. Electronics too.
Yeah. So it was like the only specialty toy store left in the United States that I can think of. So where are you going to go to get toys now, other than hoping one of those pathetic small sections in another store has what you're looking for?
Yeah. And I mean, Toys R Us was a pretty big player in the toy market. I think I read somewhere they had like 20% of the market.
Oh, sure.
The reasons they got killed, I've seen attributed to the fact that they got loaded down by a leveraged buyout and just had too much debt.
Right.
Or the fact that they have Babies R Us and there is not enough babies.
Well, yeah, there's that stuff, but I think also Toys R Us had a terrible website. If you've ever tried to use that, you could search for things on Toys R Us's website and they wouldn't come up, but then you type into Google the item you want, Toys R Us, and then you can find the actual item on their website through Google. Their shipping was bizarre. I talked to Neil a little bit about that on Twitter today, where I'd order maybe like 3 or 4 World of Nintendo 2.5-inch action figures that come in like a little box.
Right.
And they'd put those 4 action figures in this giant box and I'd be like, "What did I order?" And open it up, and there's just those 4 action figures in that box. So I don't know if the shipping hurt them as well, and sometimes they'd break orders up and put them in big boxes, and it looked like they all came from the same warehouse. So I don't know what was going on with that portion of their business, but it was bizarre to me.
Yeah, and I mean, disclaimer: Neil has done some copywriting in the past for Toys R Us. Just right. I'm gonna want to be straight with that, but he also mentioned that like sometimes they'll do that for shipping efficiency. Like if they split an order because it fits on one part of the order would fit in a hole in a truck, then they're gonna go ahead and do that.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
makes sense.
That's what he said, but like I still don't get how that's more efficient. To me, that's just completely inefficient, and then basically putting a Band-Aid on his back. No, look, we're efficient. I don't get it. Maybe there's more to it, but it doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah. Well, the logistics of shipping are not easy, and the fact that Amazon, for all of the times that I have wanted to scream at them in the last year, especially since they killed the 20% discount on games, but they seem to get the shipping right most of the time, at least for me. But I don't order everything off Amazon, even though I probably should, just to justify the $80 a year or whatever Prime is now.
And I think
100 for us.
I think Toys R Us actually was one of the few places in the United States that sold the Welcome Amiibo cards for Animal Crossing. Like that.
I think that's right. I've seen them there.
Yeah, most other stores didn't get that set because I think they realized Animal Crossing Amiibo did terrible, and that actual card set is pretty hard to come by.
At least in English, I'm pretty sure. I'm sure it did all right in Japan, but
yeah, both. I'm saying North America version.
Yeah,
that's one of the things I'm waiting for. The liquidation is to get the last couple Animal Crossing amiibos that I don't have, including the dog and those llamas.
At ultimate bomba prices.
Yup.
Everything must go.
Yep. I think I saw Kid Icarus in there too. I'd kind of like that.
Yeah, Palutena was on sale when I was in Toys R Us the other day for $3 or $4.
Nice.
Because the only ones I can seem to find around me, maybe I should go over to Toys R Us tomorrow or something, are like the Walmart has about a dozen Ryu that are down to $5 Canadian.
Damn.
And the local and the EB that's up the street from me, they've got like a couple of the 3-packs, and I think they had Mr. Squishy and Samus in there for quite a while, but I think that's gone now. But I have the feeling a certain announcement that got made last week is going to revive Amiibo at least temporarily. Because now that they have Smash for Switch,
oh right,
they can do a whole bunch of stuff with, finish off the Player 2 line.
Yes. God.
Player 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 line.
Well, that would only be for like the Koopa kids. Although I wouldn't mind that. I would just buy whichever one was Wendy.
Oh, but you're gonna have to buy them in like a 7-pack.
No, they'll do the thing where you get they'll do the Mr. Game & Watch thing, except in reverse. You'll get one stand, and you'll just get all of the kids, and you just plop the one on you want.
I can see that. I want Ludwig.
Mm-hmm.
I just want them all.
Well, obviously. But I mean, we got like female villager, Wii Fit trainer, different Mega Man designs. I'm sure Capcom wouldn't mind spinning out a new one. And hey, maybe they do another Pac-Man in more of a retro style, just because, well, they got that Little Nightmares game coming out in a couple of weeks that apparently uses Pac-Man amiibo.
Oh, that's right. Wonder what that'll be for.
I think it gives you a Pac-Man mask because Namco was Bandai.
So are they gonna re-release? How are they gonna do? If they keep doing amiibo for Smash, are they gonna re-release like a different pose for Inkling Girl and Boy?
That's a good question.
Oh, you know that's coming too. I wonder though if they'll do like the different skin colors for them.
Like that's a good question.
It's like a Player 2, maybe. I don't know.
The second round of Splatoon, yeah, because they have different skin colors.
Yeah.
But the ones they showcased in the video were the same as the amiibo.
Right. Huh.
Yeah, I get it. And hey, we're starting to see the pre-orders happen for the off-the-hook ones, which will be out on the same day that everything else is in July. So get yours now, and then like
that we basically know that the expansion is going to come out, but we don't know for sure.
God, that day is going to be absolutely crazy with the 3 games and the essentially a full game for not as much money that are coming out, plus the amiibo. Yeah. Now, Justin, before the show, you mentioned something about an issue with Jakks Pacific.
Well, Jakks Pacific today announced that they have extended their deal with Nintendo, and you can look that up. They don't specifically talk about action figures, oddly, in this press release, but since they say they're extending the deal, I'm just going to assume it involves that, because they mention just about everything else they make here vaguely. So Jakks Pacific has made a line of toys, which is what I would call their bread and butter for this line, which is the World of Nintendo figures in 4-inch and 2.5-inch, and they do a couple plush lines as well.
Did they do that giant Metroid?
Yes, they did.
I saw that at Toys R Us the other day. I really want that.
Well, if you want it, you should get it, because that hasn't been in production for a while.
It's enormous.
Yeah, the 6-inch Metroid. It's a very cool toy. They do some cool stuff, and they make some toys for characters you don't always see characters or toys for. You know, there's Star Fox toys, and I like the 8-bit stuff they've been doing. But
oh yeah, I wish those were magnets.
Well, you can always stick a magnet to the back. Who's gonna?
That's true. Yeah.
But the thing about World Nintendo is it's very hard to find these things, and the distribution channels have been clogged in many places, such as Toys R Us, with older figures, and they even reprinted some of the older ones for Toys R Us. And some of the things that are stuck there are Animal Crossing. Surprise, nobody wants it. Not here anyway. The Star Fox stuff and some of the Zelda ones. The Mario ones seem to sell all right. But yeah, that's just the distribution channels are clogged, and when they ship these things out, they normally have some that are harder to find in a case of characters that are less desirable. They try to judge that, I guess. But the thing when it comes to collecting them is they're hard to find because people will take them and just put them on eBay. So
of course,
you end up going to different stores. And then on top of that, Jakks Pacific has store exclusives. So you need to go to like Target and Walmart to find these trophy series.
Walgreens.
Yeah, Walgreens exclusive, drugstore exclusives. And the thing with those is they may have gotten better. I don't think so, because I still can't find some of them. Is at Walgreens they would give you a bunch of older figures in a box for if Walgreens got a shipment in, they get a box of a bunch of older figures, maybe like 1 or 2 of the exclusives in that set. So what do you think happens? The hooks just sit there rotting with the old figures that nobody wants, and the exclusive ones are just never to be seen. So, and it's not like I can go to call up Walgreens like, hey, do you have this, without like taking people off. Like, what do you mean? We're a drugstore, not a toy store. It's like, yeah, but you have a deal for these exclusive toys.
Right.
It's ridiculous. They should, if they have a deal for an exclusive toy, I don't care if you're Walmart, Target, Toys R Us, Walgreens, they should send you a case of the exclusive, because that's what people are going to go to the store for. They're not going to go for the Mario that's been printed 1,000 times. They're going to go for that Phazon suit Samus, the gold Wario, the Inklings of the specific color you can't get anywhere else, the glow-in-the-dark Boos, the 8-bit modern Toads. That's what people want when they come in your store looking for exclusives, not the other stuff. Is it that hard to figure this out? I don't think so, but if I were Walgreens, I'd be like, no. You're gonna, if this is our exclusive, you're gonna make it like a big thing, and we're gonna have like a nice space for it.
Wasn't Dark Link their exclusive?
That was a Spencer's exclusive for a while.
Like Spencer's Gifts?
Yes.
That's weird, man.
Yes.
Wow.
They had like all this Dark Link stuff. Even I don't think Jakks Pacific was even involved with the other Dark Link stuff. I think other companies, I guess, they collaborated to get all this Dark Link stuff.
Weird.
I think he was actually Shadow Link.
Oh, yeah.
But they kept calling him Dark Link. Whatever. That's Nintendo licensing's fault. But besides that, yeah, I don't understand. I mean, I like some of the stuff they do, but finding it is so annoying, and anybody who collects this stuff knows it. I just wish there was a better way. And I'm just kind of sad Jack still has the license because of that. Like, I like what they do, but your distribution is so bad that
Yeah.
it's frustrating to enjoy the products. And some people like the hunt. I don't like the hunt. I just want to be able to get the stuff.
Yeah.
So I guess that's all I have to say about that.
Okay.
Comment if you collect these stupid things.
Yeah. If you have thoughts on this, certainly leave them in the comments at the article at NintendoWorldReport.com. I am just going back through the chat room here because unfortunately for some reason it froze on me in the middle at the start of the show.
Oh.
Joe Munger pretty much kind of nails it. If they aren't waifus, Donald can't be bothered with it. Joe, I think you're talking about Zach on that one.
Where's my Nep amiibo?
Never.
Oh yeah, Barnes & Noble has World of Nintendo too.
Really? It's a bookstore.
Yep. Well, now that there's no Toys R Us, you're gonna have to start looking in every nook and cranny of every store. Trust me.
Wow. Brutal.
Have you been in Barnes & Noble recently? Because they have a lot of like board games and toys and they have like a section for
I
it
thought
now.
that was just around the holidays. Is that no longer the case?
Seems like a permanent thing at this point
Yeah.
to me, anyway.
And apparently Dewbird1 agrees with us. He is also willing to port bag for Tokyo Mirage Sessions.
There you go.
So Atlas, Nintendo, I know you're kind of busy right now, what with the whole SMT5 thing going on, but let's go.
I know someone port begging for Fatal Frame, so keep that in mind.
Yeah. Man, I never played that one.
I played the first chapter of the demo, and then like the unlock, which I thought was supposed to be like $50 US, was $67 Canadian. Like, I'm just going to step away from that for now.
Yeah.
And I think it went on sale in Europe, but it never went on sale in North America.
Oh wow. Yeah, it never went on sale here. I would have gotten it.
Yeah.
You need a hard drive for that game, by the way.
Yeah.
Sure.
It's if you have the Fatal Frame DLC and like one of the Bayonettas, there goes your internal memory.
Yeah, I have a terabyte, maybe 2 terabytes on the Wii U because that was the whichever one that was the size that was on sale at the time.
Yeah,
and I'll never use even a tenth of that.
I got a terabyte. I think it's about I think I filled the 500, and then I've bought a few bigger things since then. So that's where I'm at. But I kind of wish that the Switch would get portable hard drive support, but I also at the same time understand that that's maybe not feasible.
Yeah.
The nature of the system, like you'd be moving stuff back and forth all the time.
True.
Unless the archive would like shunt stuff to the hard drive.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Yeah, and TJ agrees with Justin here. Barnes & Noble has great stuff sometimes.
I'm going to have to go back there. I haven't been there in a long time.
I've never been there, but I know that there's a similar store that I have tried to get Amiibo from before. That's up here, so.
I haven't seen Amiibo there, but I have seen like different plush, like World of Nintendo stuff, other just generic Nintendo licensed goods.
Yeah.
And other video game stuff too. I've seen Mega Man items there.
Oh, I have too, yeah.
Yeah.
Those little blind box things.
Yeah, I think some of the Good Smile figures, maybe some of the Figmas I've seen there as well.
Yeah. And actually, that's how my roommate got his copy of Splatoon was from a bookstore that he had a bunch of gift cards for.
Huh. Interesting.
So hey, whatever works. But I think we're going to wrap it up here. Next week's going to be a bit of a hairy one, but this week was kind of light for news, although certainly it would be way lighter if we were doing this before today. So, and keep it on this YouTube channel for all sorts of video content. Neil going over Kirby Star Allies. We have a video review for that, which seems to be getting a fair bit of attention from Don Koopman. And also Don's also going to have some impressions of Labo because he got to try the suit on today.
I saw pictures of that on Twitter. It looks as ridiculous as I imagined.
Yeah. I might have called them in if it wasn't for the fact that with the fact that we have different time change than Europe right now, I believe it is like 5 o'clock in the morning for him.
Oh, poor guy.
Yeah. So look for that over at NintendoWorldReport.com. We'll also have full coverage of the Nindies Showcase on Tuesday and analysis later throughout the week on various and sundry podcasts. If you want to support the site that supports us, keeps us in the go, patreon.com/NWR. By the way, we are extremely close to me having to bust out Jeopardy. We are near the game show goal.
Oh, wow.
I'd
Good.
that.
I'm glad you're taking that over, because screw that. I'm writing all the Nintendo questions, though, so that's all right.
I'm if I get a few spare minutes soon, I might have to kick in a set.
There you go. Do it.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind.
Get warmed up for that. Yes, and Nintendo-ware that Zach refers to will be us at PAX East in Boston on April 6th. Be there for Nintendo-ware and also a nice little party that we're throwing to celebrate a certain system's first birthday.
Yeah. That's exciting.
Yes. Shame
I won't be there, but you guys have fun.
Yeah, too bad we all couldn't get the time off work to do, or in some cases the money off to get down to Boston.
That's mine.
But if you want to bug us individually on Twitter, I am at Donald Mick. Justin is at King Nintendo Fan. And Justin, what's the Instagram again?
King Nintendo Fanboy. It would be that on Twitter too, but I can't fit it. Not enough characters.
Aw.
At least you can put it in the name description. Now they have like 50 characters for that.
Yeah, I could do that.
Yeah,
but
and
whatever. You know me by now, right, guys?
Yeah, and for all of your paleontology and waifu needs, Zach is at ZMiller1902.
Yep.
That is our show. Have a good night, and try not to get too drunk tomorrow at St. Patrick's Day.
No promises.